Here we go. Hello, Michael Tyson. Greetings.
Hi.
To Australia, Melbourne, from Germany, Saarland, near the French
Yeah, it looks a bit
border.
different.
We had some technical issues. We can't lie, it's true. But we solved everything. We solved everything unbelievable.
Just wait, something will explode any minute now.
That's so great.
We have a towering edifice.
This is for me. It just says we are both great technical nerds. You know?
Because we didn't give up, right?
Yes, of course. That's it.
That's right.
So
Yeah.
okay. I don't say that. I don't like to say that, but my voice is not recorded. I don't know why.
Oh no!
No, it's not recorded.
You could probably catch up the echo in my mic.
No. Something. I don't know what it is, but just a moment. Oh no, my voice is recorded, and this is live, so the audience
Cool.
can be true. We are not playing role play here. It's definitely
right.
a technical problem. So, okay.
Role playing's what you want. Let's get into it, laddie.
I'm not good at this. No, I'm not good at this. I could talk sexish with you. Eifer
Okay.
Bipst, können Sie vielleicht mal den Kofferraum öffnen? That
Good.
I can do this, but
I'll take 4.
I think you do not understand nothing with this.
No.
These are German dialects, you know. And
Wow.
yeah.
That is niche.
okay, so Michael Tyson, thank you for being here with me in sunny Melbourne in your garden.
It's my pleasure.
Yeah, it's my pleasure. It's my pleasure. And I think you're a bit nervous because there is an app you develop. I don't know the name. I forgot it.
Doesn't ring a bell.
Yeah, there is
Audiobus?
No, something with
Who
L
you?
at the end. At the
Yeah,
beginning.
I don't know.
L-O.
No. Doesn't sound like me. I think I might have the wrong person.
No, it's not. So let's turn the fun beside. Can I
Okay,
tell that?
no more fun.
Can I say that? It's Loopy Pro.
serious now.
Loopy Pro is the direct following app to Loopy HD. I loved really, really much. This is one of the apps, like Enzo, for example, I saw and I just thought the guy who made this app is what is going on with him? Because everything in Loopy HD was perfect.
Thank you.
But you could not turn the loops. That was the only thing I missed. To turn the loops.
And then you could.
Because I always miss the starting and ending point, you know, and now you implemented this in Loopy Pro, and I like it so much. I like it so much. Cause
It's fun as a performative thing too, to just sort of twist
yeah,
it around.
definitely.
That's
Like
like PhD as well.
this
Yeah,
jockey, you know,
it's kind of cool.
turn
Yeah.
the loop. It's from
There's more like that
intuitive
to
for
come.
me. Yeah. So this is something I already said in my stream yesterday. You know, I streamed a bit about Loopy Pro, a great app coming up for iPad and iPhone and Android. This is one of the questions from the community yesterday, and I
Not yet. Not yet. I am skeptical about Android at the moment, but
yeah.
Mac and maybe even Windows, VSTs, I've got a lot of plans.
Here we go. But let's talk about this later. What's important is for me that, you know, I'm not this guy, this technical nerd like you, programming things. And so my main thing in music is I'm an improviser and I like usability. Yeah, usability is the most important thing for me, because I hate to read manuals, and I'm a musician and not a book reader. So I turn it on and I like it or I do not like it. And this is something I like really, really much in all of your apps. They are just intuitive.
That means a lot. Thank you. That's so great to hear.
Yeah, I'm just a usability nerd. I have to use it and it has to work like I want this.
Yep.
And this is a fact. And so I'm very happy that I could get a place in your beta tester after your official invitation. You sent me an email, and I was really happy that you give me an invitation to the app. And I nearly found everything by myself. Every this sliding things, right, and this 2 times sliding. It's so great. But tell us about your usability skills.
Yeah, I'm kind of obsessed about it as well. Sadly I don't have any training in it, so I'm winging it most of the time. But I have strong opinions about what works and what doesn't, and I tend to subscribe to somewhat to the Apple ethos. Apple, who had a mouse that only had one button for however long it was before they decided to grudgingly add a second one. I like simple. That sounds funny talking about Loopy Pro, because Loopy Pro is not simple. It is quite deep. But
at the first look, it's simple. That's the point. It's deep.
Well, I hope
but
it is.
the where you're working with your fingers, this is really, really simple and easy. But you can dive deeper if you want. You don't have to.
That's the idea. That's the idea behind Loopy, that you can pick it up straight away and just start having fun with it. And if you want to, you can go deeper, but you don't have to. You can just you can use what's there on screen when you first launch it. You don't have to go any further than that. And it has things in it to make it a bit easier. Like you talked about having trouble getting the perfect loop. It's got automatic loop detection in it, so you don't need to do that.
Yeah.
It will listen. It will find out where the beats are, find out what the loop is, and get a nice tight loop in there. It's made to be friendly, like Loopy HD was. It's sort of friendly, but you can kind of go deeper if you want to.
Yeah.
And not everyone will find it that way. There's there are a few beta testers have been very lost at the beginning, but I'm working on onboarding as we speak with a nice tutorial, and people are making amazing tutorial videos and stuff, which will come out too.
Of course.
Yeah, I hope it's a balance,
But this is so important that you pick up every user, not just the pros, the 10% pros. Also, the 90% just started doing music with, and there's so many possibilities to do music with the iPad, and so many people stuck at the beginning because
it can be very discouraging.
Oh my god, yeah.
Especially when you get more advanced. Like Ableton Live is an amazing piece of software.
Yeah.
Look, I'm an app developer. I picked it up. I closed it again. I give up straight away. I don't know how to use
exactly the same. This is the reason why I'm doorless. 20 knobs, okay, but not more. I'm a musician, and not. Yeah. If I see Ableton, I just think you can do everything with it. But I just want to do music. This is not science for me. Okay.
Big learning curve.
Yeah, it's just music is just music and not science.
So the idea with Loopy is to have something that gives you the power of live, or something that comes close to it. I mean, I'm going to be working on this for the rest of my career, so there will be a lot of stuff to come. But in a way that you can have access to, that doesn't require going and getting a degree. I mean, Ableton is great, but it is a steep learning curve, and I hope that Loopy Pro won't have that. That it will kind of.
It's something completely different. You feel what you want to reach with Loopy Pro. That's the point. Ableton is not for beginners. That's the point. But Loopy Pro just pick up every kind of user, and that's great. I like that very, very much. Very much. Okay, so I have a question. I have a list of questions. I don't know if
Cool.
we can answer every of these questions.
We'll
But
try.
what I saw some interviews before, and they answered a lot of questions. So I don't ask you these again. But what I really want to know is how do you live? What's the Michael Tyson in Melbourne doing the whole day? What's with your family? There is a community question. Are Michael and his wife doing another trip through Europe in a caravan? Can you just tell us something about this?
We we're really lucky. We live in a really beautiful part of the world. It's the Dandenong Ranges,
Yeah.
which is the mountains east of Melbourne. It's
Yeah,
forested. It's lovely. There are villages. We have this. We're this sort of blessed life. Really, it's kind of obnoxious. But yeah, both my wife Catherine and I, we trade parenting days on and off. We've got a delightful 5-year-old little boy called Sage, and we do day on day off parenting. And although not right now. Right now it is all hands on deck, and I'm horrified to say that poor Catherine is 100% parenting at the moment, but just
I
finished.
see.
And,
So you are one-time father,
Yes.
or
we just
second
have
or
one little
third?
boy. Just one.
Okay, so I have
And
the
I- and-
pleasure.
and- and
I'm
one and done,
a
too.
5 times father. You know. Yes, of
I don't
course.
know how you do that. I don't know how you do that. One is hard. I can't imagine what 5 would be like. I mean, presumably it
it's
doesn't
great.
multiply linearly, but yeah, one's good.
It's
One's great.
stressful, but it's great to see a couple of small versions of you. You know, not just
Yeah, I
one.
guess so.
And every version of you goes another way. It's really good. Okay.
Yeah, I can imagine that being satisfying. Yeah, yeah. But yeah, I mean, when I'm not parenting, I'm working at the moment. But fortunately for me, work is mostly play. I mean, I've been programming since I was about 6 on an Apple
Okay.
II.
So you
And,
never did something else.
This is me working. Time to take a break. Now I'm partying. I'm a nerd.
That's
I also
one of my
I also play the
questions.
fiddle and accordion, so I am a little bit well-rounded. But this is play for me.
Okay. There's some questions I'm asking you I didn't send you before. So one of the questions is,
surprise.
who are you? Positive nature, sunny boy, or nerd with charm?
Can I be both, please?
No.
I'm pretty energetic and positive.
hmm
I mean, I'm a nerd as well.
Nerd with
I
charm.
don't know.
is-
I'm just this guy, you know.
Yeah, definitely. So you are the nerd with charm with a positive nature and sun in your heart.
I would say most of the time. On my worst parenting days, not so much. Turns out parenting really brings out the curmudgeon in one.
I
But
see.
most of the time,
So,
I think I'm pretty
okay.
chipper.
So, are you going to another trip with the caravan next year?
Not in a caravan, not in a motorhome. We're
Ah.
done. We like plumbing. We like toilets that flush that you don't have to then deal with later.
I see.
Yeah, I think we probably overdid that just a little bit. You know that the way that experiences, the way that you remember them, you remember the peak, the trough, and the end.
Yeah.
Or maybe it's the peak and the end. I can't remember, but it's most of the end. And we ended up in the UK because we had to.
Oh.
I think it was some stupid bureaucratic thing with the van
Something
needing
with
its
the language,
registration.
maybe? I don't know.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah.
It's easier.
the terrible
there,
beer.
and driving on the left
but we-
side, no?
Yeah, I quite like that. We got stuck in a winter, and it was bleak. You'd run out of water in the water tank, and the tap would be frozen. And
Yeah, I see.
we decided to take a little holiday to Australia, and we never went back. We bought a house instead, and here we are still. So,
Oh my god.
so I think we're done with the motorhome, but travel
Yeah.
definitely. We're quite keen to spend some time in Ireland.
Yeah,
because
yeah,
we
yeah.
adore Ireland, and we probably we'll head over there and
Yeah.
once this pandemic of ours starts to ebb, and maybe even live there for a few years. I don't know. We'll see.
But you are not the trendsetter
now,
with this van life hashtag, you know? There's a hashtag, a trend in the internet, van life. People just living in their vans and turning around and doing pictures and videos and so on Instagram.
Yeah. That's for
you're the starter of this? Yeah.
I'm nearly 40 now. Yep. I'm growing out of it.
Okay, nice. So let's talk about Loopy Pro. Okay. A few questions. Is the Loopy Pro you have today, is this original the Loopy Pro you had in your mind if you first thought about this?
It is surprisingly close. I did not expect to get as close as I have. I mean, when I've watched back at that original video when I announced it, and I walked through the the mock-ups that I did.
I saw this video.
And it's remarkably similar to what's there. I'm really flabbergasted that that's how it worked out. I mean, I guess it has been 7 years. Although, for the record, I was not working on it all that 7 years. I had a little boy. I had to work on Audiobus. I think probably in normal person time, it was probably about 3 years. 3 years work for one person. Still a lot. But I'm just trying to justify myself here because I'm a bit mortified that it took 7
I see.
years.
And you're the only one working at Loopy Pro, or do you have a team?
Yeah. Oh no, it's just me working on it. I'm fortunate enough to have a ridiculously amazing team of testers. We've got a Slack channel, which I mean, I actually get a little emotional when I start thinking about it, because these are people who are doing it for the joy of it, and they're as dedicated as I am. You know, there are some of these guys who've been doing this with me for the best part of a year.
Yeah.
And I'll upload a build, I'll go to sleep, I'll wake up, and I'll have pages of test results, of reports and things to fix. And we have these great conversations. You know, the new mixer that's in Loopy. I mean, it's new to me.
Definitely.
It'll be just the mixer to everyone else. That came out of us conversation between about 5 of us on the Slack group, and it's just it's amazing. So I kind of have a team.
Value,
you know?
Definitely. This mixer is 50% part of this Loopy Pro thing, and you saw it maybe in the live stream yesterday. This is so awesome. You can put in the FX and doing new channels, and wow.
Yeah, it's so
just
much better
intuitive.
than it used to be too. It's it's an order of magnitude better, and that's what these guys, this testing community, has done. They've taken what is an app that has a lot of promise, and I'm directly paraphrasing someone on that group, and helped to turn it into something which I think is really quite. I'm very, very proud of it. I think it's going to be really good.
So do you think this mixer thing is the biggest value in Loopy Pro, or is it something else?
Jeez. It's hard for me to say that. I'm so close to it that it's very difficult to step back and say, what's the best part, what's the worst part? Whatever, you know? It's very challenging for me to get a perspective from back here, because I'm right in the code right at the moment.
Yeah, I see.
I mean, the mixer, I think, and the way all that UI works is it brings together a lot of stuff which was already in there, but it makes it work. It makes it usable.
Yeah.
So,
it brings it together. It's like a connection in the whole app.
Yeah, absolutely needed. Yeah, I'm really glad that it made its way in, because I think it's very nice.
So, is there something you have to improve in Loopy Pro?
The echo cancellation. I lost. So with Loopy HD, this is one of my main support.
I know what you're talking about. I heard that.
Yeah, if you use it without headphones, of course you're going to capture the loops that are playing in the new loops, and a lot of people don't get that. So I spent a lot of time making an echo cancellation system. Now, most echo cancellation systems are terrible. Like, I tried the ones that are built into WebRTC, which is used for a lot of video conferencing and stuff.
Yeah.
And it just mangles the audio. Like, it does not work for audio. So what you need is a lossless echo cancellation system, which I built. I learned the DSP and I figured it out and I built it, and it works by emitting a series of whoop, whoop, whoop sweeps, and then it records it, does a lot of magic on it, and then basically uses it to remove the echo. And it works quite well. But the really annoying thing about it is that it requires a feature of iOS called measurement mode, and is the bane of my existence because it drops the output level of the speaker. It loses a lot of the inbuilt EQ. It just messes with the thing.
Yeah.
I mean, it's great, and I think it's invaluable. I think without it, it would make it makes it impossible to use Loopy without headphones, and with it, it's really quite good. But measurement mode, it kills me. So I would like. This is one of those things where I'm actually complaining about it.
Yeah, but we have
rather than my own.
We have a really. I understand that totally. That's your baby, and you could not reduce it. Are we in a final release version now, or is there?
Loopy is currently at release candidate 2. Release candidate 1 had some stuff, some bugs. I fixed them overnight. We're on 2, and I'm building the final bits and pieces. And hopefully, we will see a final release candidate in the next couple of days.
Days, not weeks. Days.
This is going to be out before Christmas.
Oh, Christmas this
I've not
year.
said that publicly
you know,
yet.
this year, Christmas.
Yeah. It's almost there.
Oh my God, that's
next
great.
few days I'll be submitting to Apple.
So, I had some questions about in-app store, in-app purchase, and something like that. Could you just tell us something about your feeling about these things? Are you a friend of this or not? Are you planning to?
This is how Loop is going to work. It's going to be a close mimic of what happens with traditional desktop apps, which is a system that has been pioneered by an app called Working Copy on iOS. But I'm kind of copying Slack. That's not Slack. Sketch, which is a Mac app, which is used for design. So the idea is you download it, and there's a 7-day free trial. If you decide you like it,
full version,
there's a in-app purchase, which will be full version. Yeah, there'll be one in-app purchase, which is about $30. That's US. Then that will give you permanent access to the app. That'll work forever. In-app purchases now work with family groups, so all that stuff works. And you'll get access to everything at the time you buy it, and all new features that are added a year from that point. If you like what you've got at that point after a year, then you're all set. You retain access to all of that. But if there's some great new feature that comes out, 6 months after that, then there's a upgrade in-app purchase. So it's about sort of 50 or 25% discount off the original thing. So we're talking, like $25, $15, something like that. And that gets you the next year's worth of updates. So everything up to that point and a year forward. And you can do it every year if you like. If you want to keep up to the the latest and greatest, you can skip a year.
Yeah, okay.
You can just keep what you've got. So the idea is that it's a little bit like a subscription, but it's not, because you keep what you buy. Subscription is like a rental thing. If you drop off, you lose it all. I don't like that.
Definitely.
So basically, it's sustainable. It allows me to keep working on it, and my plan is to keep working on that for a decade too. I want to make this into my career. And just keep on adding stuff in a way that works. But yes, I think it's fair.
I absolutely agree with you. Everyone touching Loopy Pro the first time would understand that you're going that way. Definitely, because there is a lot of work in it, and still a lot of work to do. And no one would say no. What's this? This Michael Tyson guy is just stealing my money. Oh my God! What the heck? No, definitely agree with everything. But did you think in one time in the past you could do another way to earn money, or is this a plan you had from the first? Moment.
This is quite recent. No, I've had lots of ideas along the way. Nothing concrete. It was a bit kind of ephemeris, and I didn't really know what my plan was. I knew that the traditional model where you buy once and never again was not going to work for Loopy, because I don't want to build an app that I build, put out, and then forget about.
Yeah, because the impact was too
That's what I
high.
wanted to do.
I saw this.
Yeah, yeah, and I also didn't want to do a subscription for the reasons I just mentioned. That it doesn't feel fair to me. So I needed to find some middle ground that let me keep on working on it, because I think that it will benefit all of us, but was also fair, and that wasn't, like a money grabbing exercise. And this felt like it. I also thought about ongoing in-app purchases for features. So you release a big old feature, and now you have an in-app purchase for it.
Yeah.
But that's a pain in the butt to implement, and it's also, I don't know, it doesn't. It feels too intrusive. I really don't like getting into an app, especially one that I've already paid some money for, and then just being constantly going up against roadblocks. This you need to buy. If you want to use that, you need to buy that. It's
definitely
it's too much overhead for me. That's just my preference, but I like the idea of having just one in-app purchase. You do it, you forget about it. It lapses. That's fine. You keep access to what you've got, and if you want the new hotness, then you upgrade. Then
I'm asking because you are the guy that developed Audiobus, and you.
In a van?
Yeah, and you walk another way with Audiobus. They are just in-app things you can buy, and I'm absolutely on your side if you just go in another way now, because you earn it. You just earn it. Loopy Pro has the potential to be the best app since years on the iPad.
Thank you.
That's fact, and there are a lot of people telling this. You know it. I don't tell you something new.
There have been some very excited, happy testers. This has been amazing for my morale.
The first view is wow, and you're just thinking by yourself, how could this guy bring all these features inside one app? How is this possible?
7 years doing it. That's how.
Yeah, of course. So I have some community questions for the functions of Loopy Pro. So we already talked about an Android version. Maybe you're thinking about, but we both know Android is not iOS, and Android is not this has not this state of technique iOS has. But what kind of iPad or what kind of iPhone do I need for what version of iOS do I need to use it? There has to be a limitation, I think.
Air 2.
Yeah.
I develop deliberately on a quite old iPad.
4.
What's the iPad Air 2? Is that 2016 or something?
Like me. I have the 2016 too. Oh, nice.
Right, there you go.
Yeah.
Well, it works great on it, by the way.
Yeah, definitely.
It's nice. It's fairly smooth. It's good. Of course, if you want to run 1,000 effects, because Loopy Pro is also going to be a very capable audio unit host. Is going to be. So if you want a bunch of effects, of course, you're going to need more grunt. So it just depends what you want. But I think you'll find a quite modest device will work just fine. As far as iOS versions, at launch, it's going to be iOS 14 and up, just because right now there's some very strange crash on iOS 13 only, and I don't have time to fix it right now. But, a couple of weeks after launch, once I've sorted it, it will be probably iOS 12 and up, maybe even 11, something like that. So, my goal is to make it work on as many devices as possible. So, once I've been able to fix that iOS 13 issue, it will work on most hardware.
So it would be good to know how many iPads are out there with iOS 12, iOS 14, and so on, and if it is it worth to do it? You don't have any answers to this.
I like to, just because I do. I don't really like the idea of this sort of obsolescence race. You buy something and it works for 2 years and then you have to throw it away.
I
don't like that. I like to be able to support older hardware if I can. That's why. So it's kind of a principle thing, really. It depends how much work it is, because of course I don't have 1,000 devices to test with. So, that iOS 13 bug only came to light in the last few days. So it is a balancing act, as with a lot of these things.
Yeah.
But my general goal is to make stuff work as far as possible.
This is something, Michael, I'm very disappointed at the moment in using Apple apps on the iPad, because there are two really important apps just going away. Nerd apps. No one uses them, but you know them maybe. This Affiliate is gone away, and this app, Oval Synth. There was just this, I don't know the English word, this metal drum, and you get a virtual version of this, and there was an app for this, and this was a Kickstarter campaign, and they're just going bankrupt, and now they deleted the app from the App Store, and this was the first time, and the app was great without this oval synth thing, and now it's gone away. And Affiliate, I'm really, really sad about Affiliate. Affiliate was a great app, like a Loopy Pro thing, but not pushed that way. But inside of this app, there are so many features, and I don't know what's going on with these guys. They are just away. No one answers any tweets or something. I cannot understand that.
That's the problem with the traditional model. If you buy once, and then that's it, then it really lends itself to stuff being abandoned, unless you've got. I've been really lucky with Loopy and Audiobus in that there's a continual stream of new users. But without those new people, my income would be zero, and I wouldn't have been able to make Loopy Pro. And I think sadly that's the case for many developers. There's a chicken here coming to say hello.
Yeah, nice.
Yeah, I think for apps to have any kind of longevity, you need something that provides just a bit of ongoing income. I don't mean money grabbing, but enough to to be able to keep the lights on while you fix stuff. And every iOS version comes with some new wonderful thing to fix. And if you can't keep the lights on across iOS versions, then that's what happens.
And this is the point. If I'm doing an Android update, all my apps working normally, and I have the APK, the APK file, I can install it later on, no problem, but not with iOS. And this makes me a bit angry. And I fear of every update I'm doing on the iPad, because
that's why if you're a pro, you need to have two. You need to have a device which is like your beta testing device, which you keep up to date, and you have another device which you leave, and you only update it when you know for sure that everything is going to work. That's the only way to do this.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Apple. The reason Apple have this thing where you can't downgrade, as frustrating as it is I think their hearts are in the right place, because they're so much of what they're all about is privacy and security and stuff, and they want to make sure that people aren't using some crappy old version that's got 1,000 exploits. And
I see.
that's my guess.
Yeah.
I think that's probably why they do it. Who knows? But yeah.
There was another community question to talk about something positive now. And I tried that myself yesterday. So you have a record function in Loopy Pro. Oh, great. And you record, maybe you have a loop and you're doing this pad thing. You have a name for this, I hope. You press the pads. The pads. The 16 pads.
The pad
thing.
Oh, yeah. I call it the loop.
Like chocolate, I don't know. I cannot describe this.
I call it the slicer. Yeah.
It breaks
up any loop by transients or evenly.
So you're recording a new loop or a new file with pressing several buttons, okay? And then I record it.
Yep.
And I do not find this again to just put it into a new loop ring. And now the question is, how is it possible? Is it implemented already? Do you think about this? Do you know this is a bug? This is the question.
Wow.
You know what
Can
I'm
you go
talking
again?
about.
I got about half of it. Can you fill me in on the rest? So I got
Okay.
the slicer thing and recording loops.
So I have a loop, and then I'm just changing the loop with the buttons. You know, I'm doing a new loop, and I record
Okay.
this, and then I have a recorded file, and I want
Right.
to
So we're talking
put
about
this
resampling, right?
recorded file into a new loop, and I do not find this
Okay.
in the app. It's
That sounds like resampling. Is that what we're talking
yeah,
about?
something that is resampling. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Okay. Well, I mean, yes, there is resampling. So the way Loopy works is there are clips, which are your loops and your one shots.
Mm-hmm.
They are both clips. They have a color, and the color is like a track. For example, in Live, in Ableton Live, you've got tracks.
Yeah.
Tracks can have clips in them. So your colors are your tracks.
Okay.
And colors can be routed back into other colors. So in the mixer, you've got a destination section, and by default, the colors will go out to your output channels, 1 and 2, whatever. But then you can tap that and you can select colors to be your destinations as well. So say you've got,
I see.
a few one shots on orange and you want to resample them back into yellow, or you're using a loop slicer on orange. You select yellow as your destination, you play your thing, you record on yellow, and
Really?
it records straight in. Yeah, so that's resampling. And that's built in.
Oh.
And
Why
you can
didn't
apply
I find
effects along
that
the way, of
out
course.
till today? Oh my god. I'm
it's
searching
cheap.
I'm searching like hell and then find this function. Okay, nice.
Yeah.
So it's inside and I have to find it.
Yep.
Okay.
It's in there.
So
This will all be explained soon. I mean, there's going to be a manual. There's going to be in-app tutorials,
okay.
which I'm working on as we
Yeah.
speak, basically. And it'll all be a bit more obvious once it's actually in everyone's hands.
So Michael, is there something you want to tell us about Loopy Pro and the maybe next 3 or 6 months coming up? This is your commercial time now. Come on.
It's going to have everything. I mean, okay, so here are some of the things that I'm going to be working on. MIDI sequencing, so MIDI loops. You'll be able to, right now in Audiobus, you can have audio sources where you'll be able to have MIDI sources, which you can record 2 colors.
Oh,
They'll work
nice.
interchangeably with audio, and then you'll be able to drive synths with them and all sorts of things. The other thing that is in Loopy right now is a sequencer, so you can record your performances.
Great.
It'll record the loops turning on and off, and then you can play them back. And you can wipe out all of the audio and play it back, and it will record for you automatically. There have been a few products on the market which are no longer on the market which do this, but you can have a fully automated performance basically, and it'll punch in and punch out for you, and it's very nice.
Okay.
That's already in there, but what will be coming are sequence loops. And so you can actually put a sequence which will drive other loops. It will have automation. It will be able to do all of the things, but you can put it on a loop, so you can turn that on and off as part of your thing. That'll be fun. I'm looking forward to that.
Is there something? Do you plan something like randomness bringing inside of Loopy Pro?
Yeah,
you know what I
that's
mean?
Coming too. So Loopy Pro currently has play groups. You basically draw a rectangle around the groups that you want. You go group, and then you can select if the tracks clips within that group play one at a time or all together, and you can make them mutually exclusive with other groups.
Yeah.
One of the things I'll be adding to that probably quite soon is rather than play one at a time, it'll play in a sequence. And you can define a sequence, or you can have it random. So it will just play a bit of that, and then that one, then that one. That will be coming fairly soon.
I like that you have the same ideas like I have. That's great.
Well, this part of the reason I've made Loopy Pro is because of talking to people over the last decade that Loopy has been out, and listening to ideas, because people have amazing ideas.
Definitely.
And so I have a massive database somewhere of things, and I just pick from them, and that one sounds good. I'll put that one in.
So, are you bringing the instances like you have with Loopy HD in Ohm? I missed them yesterday in the live stream. I do not know if you see this. There are no instances, but they're coming up.
Instances.
Do
you mean multi-channel output?
You see every single loop with Loopy HD. You see every single loop, and you can do every single loop inside of
Yeah,
Ohm.
multi-channel output.
Yeah,
that is definitely coming,
that's the word.
as well as input. Yeah,
Okay.
it's on its way. It's just I just want to get it out the door. But yeah, that will be there, as well as MIDI output, sending MIDI through the output of the audio unit, so you can drive other things through. That will all be in there.
So
Of
Michael,
course, my focus is on having Loopy Pro be a host.
yeah,
Because I like
definitely.
the idea of having I like control, basically. I'm a control freak. I like having it
but
all
it's not canceling Audiobus in the future.
Well,
does
ideally, it will kind of replace Audiobus in a way.
Oh no!
But, well, I mean, Audiobus will stay around, but the thing with the Loopy, it's going in a very different direction to the direction I took with Audiobus. Because I like the idea of having everything kind of in one place that is convenient. You don't have to switch things around.
Yeah,
you don't have
definitely.
to set up connections. It just works. That's what I like. I like just works. And as much as I'm proud of Audiobus, just the nature of the beast, having different apps working together, it complicates that, you know.
I know.
And the way that audio units are now in Loopy, I think it's perfect. It's really great. The way that you can just add audio units, it saves, it restores. It's like they're built in. So that's my preferred workflow.
For me, as a Dollist user, it's the best thing. I can use one Volca bass just for 8 loops if I want. I do not know if you saw my video about the Volcas. I'm trying to get the maximum just from one little synth, and this is so amazing with Loopy Pro. You can do so much, or with a Micro Freak. I just sit in here 2 hours, just flashed away. Just with one synth, I recorded one loop after the other, and couldn't stop. And this is exactly what I need.
Like to hear.
Yeah, that's great. That's great. And then you add your effects. And I like it so much, so much. This is really, really, really great. So,
thank you,
Michael. When do we start to? When do you start to open up Loopy Pro for the whole world? What do you think?
Days.
Next week?
Days. Literally days.
I can't wait.
I'm making the last. Putting in the last final touches now. I'm triaging the things that I need to fix now versus the things that I need to fix immediately afterwards. And I think it's there. You know, I've had some quite a few testers say it's working. It's 99%.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Show it to the world. Go. Do it.
It's time to get it out.
Yeah. Definitely.
Yeah. So it will be out well before Christmas. I'll be submitting probably tomorrow, I would think, unless there are any major problems. The reason that I've not announced this publicly until now is that this is such a deep thing that from one day to the next, it's kind of hard to tell where it's at. You know, there's what works for one person might not work for another because there are so many different ways to use it, and it's it's been hard. I tell you what, the last 2 months have been a slog, but I think we're all feeling that it's at that point.
So
now.
Would you mind if we talking about Loopy Pro again in 3 months or so, and just doing a conversation where we are then, and what's next? I would like that very much. I enjoyed our conversation so much.
Cool. I quite like talking about it too. It's my life after all, so it's always nice.
Yeah, definitely.
And it's nice to get away from the bugs too. Not that there are many anymore, but yeah.
Yeah, I have trust in you. That's your baby, and believe me, something you like, you just would improve every day, and your heart is with it. And
there's nothing like it. Having a project that's
everyone can see this. Like definitely. So I like that very, very much, and I hope Loopy Pro gets the success it earns, and you got the success you earned with this app. Definitely. This is a milestone on iOS. Okay.
You're very kind.
So thank you for your time today, and thank you for the great conversation. And let's see where we are in next week, and where we are in a couple of weeks, or next year in January or February.
Done.
Just
Finished.
let's
Is where
stay in
we'll be.
contact.
We'll
Yeah.
be finished. After all this
Yes.
time, finished in the world.
Yeah, exactly. So,
Yeah.
okay.
Great.
then thank you, and
Until
have a
next
nice
time.
day in Melbourne, and see you
I
soon.
will. See you later. Thank you.
Bye.